Well, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Shots of Jameson. Yesterday there was some very interesting news released by Tesla. The new supercharging fee structure has been posted on Tesla's website officially, so we'll go ahead and take a look at how much it's going to cost you to charge your Model 3, Model S, or Model X. And yes, somehow Tesla has managed to make the fastest production sedan in the world even faster. The Model S just got what Tesla is calling Ludicrous Plus mode. Will the Model 3 get it as well? Let's check it out. Okay, before we get started, I want to give a very quick shout out to the people who make this shirt. Well, not this, hang on. This shirt. It's from Model3ownersclub.com. They have a website and they do have a YouTube channel where they post a lot of really good factual information about Tesla and the Model 3. So go check them out, Model3ownersclub.com. All right, so Supercharger Pricing was released today. This new supercharging fee structure is going to apply to all Model 3s. It will also apply to any Model S's or Model X's that were purchased after January 15th, 2017. That's tomorrow if you're watching this on Saturday, so you better go out and buy one if you don't want to have to pay for supercharging. Here's how supercharging is going to work going forward. Every year you get 400 kilowatt hours worth of supercharging credits dumped into your account for free from Tesla. Now that equates to roughly 1,000 miles of driving, give or take. And we have been wondering if these credits will carry over. Unfortunately, they will not carry over. So every year on the anniversary of your Tesla's delivery, your account will be reset to 400 kilowatt hours worth of charging. When you use up those 400 kilowatt hours worth of free charging, you start paying by the kilowatt hour or by the minute, depending on which state you live in for the United States, or by country if you live overseas. Now, this is just due to regulatory differences from state to state. Tesla has all their specific pricing posted on their website at tesla.com/support/supercharging. But I can tell you the general idea of how it's going to go right now. So of the states that charge by the kilowatt hour, Massachusetts is the most expensive at 22 cents per kilowatt hour, and Washington and West Virginia are tied for the least expensive at 11 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, of the states that charge by the minute, they actually use a tiered charging structure. So Connecticut is the most expensive at 26 cents per minute at tier 2 and 13 cents per minute at tier 1, while Louisiana comes in the least expensive at 14 cents per minute at tier 2 and 7 cents per minute at tier 1. The tier structure for charging per minute is relatively simple. Tier 1 charges apply when you're charging your car at or below 60 kilowatts, and tier 2 charges apply when you're charging your car above 60 kilowatts. And tier 1 is half the price of tier 2. That's it. Let me put in perspective how inexpensive this is in case it's not immediately apparent to you already. The average gas car gets about 25 miles per gallon. And to drive from Los Angeles to New York, that's roughly 2,800 miles, which at 25 miles per gallon equates to about 112 gallons of gas. Now, I don't know where you live, but here in Southern California, gas is around $3 per gallon. So that's over $300 just in gas to drive from Los Angeles to New York. The same trip in a Tesla would only cost you about $100, or the equivalent of about $1 per gallon as opposed to $3. Not to mention that you're not using any gas at all, or polluting at all, which is awesome. One other thing worth noting, remember a couple videos ago when I said, don't be a supercharger hog? Don't be a supercharger hog. See, I did say that. Well, apparently Tesla thought about this as well, because they've implemented a system that charges you 40 cents per minute if your vehicle sits at a supercharger past an active charging session. So, if you don't move your car out of the stall within 5 minutes of it completing its charge, you are going to pay the price. Good job, Tesla. I couldn't agree more. Okay, moving on to the new and improved Ludicrous mode, which was recently pushed via a software update, and it's being called Ludicrous Plus. Now, I mentioned earlier that the P100D is already the fastest production sedan in the world, with a 0 to 60 time of 2.5 seconds. And we are all already familiar with how quick that is, beating cars like the Bugatti Chiron, Lamborghini Aventador. Essentially, insert supercar name here, and a P100D will beat it from 0 to 60. Pretty good, right? So what did Tesla do? Well, they made it even faster. Ludicrous Plus mode will reduce the 0 to 60 time of your P100D by an additional 0.1 seconds, down to 2.4. Now, we'll talk about the significance of that in a minute, but what's really interesting is how you activate Ludicrous Plus mode. When you press and hold the Ludicrous button for 5 seconds, a warning pops up that says, "Are you sure you want to push the limits? This will cause accelerated wear of the motor, gearbox, and battery." And then it gives you 2 options, one that says, "Yes, bring it on," and the other that says, "No, I want my mommy." Now, we know that Ludicrous mode is going to be offered on the Model 3 as an option. But what about Ludicrous Plus? I think the answer is yes, but I really don't care. Accelerating the wear on and potentially damaging my motor, gearbox, and battery for what's arguably an unnoticeable 0.1 second decrease in the 0 to 60 time is, well, ludicrous. Especially when you have to acknowledge a disclaimer in your car that could potentially be held against you at a later date. And I'm not saying that Tesla would do this intentionally or necessarily that they would do it at all, but the last thing I want is to encounter a premature battery failure or something like that. It happens, and be told, "Oh, you're out of luck because you used Ludicrous Plus mode one time 2.5 years ago." And if Ludicrous Plus mode does show up on Model 3, I'm probably not going to use it. Now, that's not to say that Ludicrous Plus mode is a really cool advance in technology, and I'm sure a lot of people are very happy with it. But I want to know what you think about Ludicrous Plus and whether or not you would use it. So leave a comment below. Press the subscribe button if you want more Tesla action in the future, and don't be afraid to tap that thumbs up button as well if you like this video. That really helps me out, and I appreciate it very much. That's all for today. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Is the most expensive at 22 cents per kilowatt hour, and Washington and South Dakota? West Virginia. The states that charge by the... Oh, I didn't even look before I started that. And the Tier 2 charge... And Tier 2 charges apply when you're charging your car at